Testing. All right. You can cut out that other.
Hey, yo, aim.
Yeah. Run it up, Blondo.
Hey, see y'all from Texas, where we sit riding swangers and put diamonds in our neck.
What's going on, everybody? What is happening, everybody? Sorry about that for the delay. I had to stuff my face. But what's going on, people? How's everybody doing? This your boy Doc Holiday, as always, back with another HBCU Overdrive. Back with the HBCU tonight, to be exact. But make sure that you like the stream. Make sure that you comment, share. Most of all, subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure if you're on Twitter, that we do simulcast between Twitter and YouTube, go ahead and hit up, push the follow button on the Twitter page. And then after that, come on to the YouTube section and hit that subscribe button. You know how we do it over here. You know how we do. But other than that, man, it's been a crazy week for me, and it's only Wednesday. Just letting y'all know. Only Wednesday. So, what I was supposed to do? I was supposed to do a show yesterday. Ended up going to a hospital emergency room. Of course, blood pressure was up. We got that down. Excuse me, y'all. We got that. We got my blood pressure down, so we are good. We are doing A-okay. And other than that, man, just trying to make sure I can get better. Getting better every day, each day. So just let everybody know what's going on. The reason why I had to cancel the show last night. Plus going to the emergency room and making sure my blood pressure is straight. I was up for a whole 24 hours. The missus is shaking her head. Yes. I was up for 24 hours, and something that I ain't really used to doing. Something that I ain't done since college. Stay up. And it caught up with me. I slept. I was probably asleep from maybe 6:30, 7 o'clock at night. Woke up around 3 a.m. this morning. Used the restroom. Went back to sleep. Didn't go wake up until about after 9 o'clock. Boom. So I was tired. I was running myself ragged. try to do a lot of stuff at work and everything. So, then on top of that, I became a great uncle because my niece, she had her daughter on. She had a daughter on Monday night, so I became an uncle pretty much overnight. Became a great uncle. I'll take that back. I became a great uncle on Monday night. So I became a great uncle. My sister became a grandmother, and my mom became a great grandmother. Kind of surprising to hear about that. To hear that, that my mama became a great grandmother, just like that. She thought she wasn't gonna hit great grandma status until she probably was in her 70s. Nope. Nope. She became a great grandmother at the age of 63. I don't think I could get down to that yet. But I haven't gotten to that. I haven't gotten to that point yet as far as becoming a grandfather or a grandparent altogether. I don't think I'll be ready for that just yet. Cause me and the missus, we trying to live our young life. We trying to live our young life right now. You know, she wants a lot. She wants some more tattoos and some piercings. And I guess I said I'll go get my nose pierced. I get my nose pierced, but we try to live our young life before we get to our old life. And I think that's what something that we want to do. We try to live our young life before we get into our old life. The missus don't want to be old just yet.
I'm never getting old.
She's never getting old. That is her. That is her saying. She is never getting old.
I knew somebody was gonna say that. I knew it.
What's going on, bro? Oh, why not do it, man? Hey, I just want to have some fun. Ain't nothing wrong with it, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with having fun. There's nothing wrong with having fun. License is okay. But I don't think I can. I don't want to be plain Jane up in here. I got to do something. I got to do something. Got to do something. But I said it is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah. Oh man, but anyway, I hope everybody's having a good day. Had a good day today. We'll get to everything that we're gonna get into after this quick commercial break. We'll be right back in just a minute. It's your boy Doc Holiday. Become a subscriber on HBCU Overdrive on YouTube, and you can follow me on all social media platforms at HBCU_Overdrive on Twitter and Instagram. You can catch me on TikTok at Holiday1925 and on Facebook under my real name, David E. Smith Douglas.
Also, when you become an exclusive family member, you get all the membership perks. You get all the exclusive members only videos, early access to new videos, member shoutouts, and members only live chats. And also, you can get birthday shoutouts on here and win member when you become a subscriber. You can also hit the donation to the Cash App at HBCU Overdrive. You can hit the PayPal David Smith 1925, and you can hit the Zelle David E. Smith 30 at gmail.com. Remember, all proceeds go towards the channel, not the pocket.
Oh man, I knew he was gonna say something. He said, "You get the tax. You get the tax, but don't do the nose ring." I don't don't get the nose. You say I get the tax, but don't get the nose ring. Let me know, man. Let me know. Let me know. You too old school. Okay. You too old school. I'm a mix of old and new in what's right now. I guess what you can say is I can adjust with the times. That's what I can do. What's going on, man? What's going on? Y'all come on and file on in. File on in. What's up, man? File on in. Hell, Wildcats. Oh, first and foremost, how's y'all presidential search going on for Bethune-Cookman? Or as other folks say, that school in Daytona. So, mm-mm-mm. Hey, yo, 3 finalists. That's cool. That's good. That's good. Pick the right one that's gonna lead the university in the right direction. We ain't gonna do that just yet. That's coming in July. Hey, they need presidents. Well, you know the reason why that school in Tallahassee did a president because he said, y'all ain't gonna put me in this with this bullshit. I told you niggas what to do. And you still messed it up. And Bethune, y'all haven't had a president in a while. Yeah, they had an interim president, but they haven't had a permanent president in some years. So, you know, and it's the same thing. And I'm gonna tell you just like this. And I ain't sugarcoating nothing. It's the same thing with Jackson State. Yeah, we need a president. Man, I'm gonna be like this. Nigga can't keep his hands off them folks. We in the boat. You know, I'm just putting it. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just putting it out there. Mickey boy, you crazy, man. They will. They will. They will tear that damn school up. You try to get that man down. But anyway, Anyway, Avery don't need to be at nobody's school right now. Keep him where he is at. He is in the high school ranks. Let his staff stay there. It proves to us that you can actually be there and be a coach. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get into it. First on my list, man, we got some great news that came out of Ohio. They got some news that came out of Ohio this past week. And that news is Santonio Holmes joins Central State as the wide receiver coach. And if you don't know who Santonio Holmes is, go Google him, or better yet, go on YouTube, type in Santonio Holmes and type in Super Bowl. Type in Super Bowl and you'll get what you get right there. So basically, this is coming from Central State Athletics. By the way, HBCU game day. Shout out to Stephen Gaither over there doing what he do. All right. Central State proudly welcomes Santonio Holmes, Super Bowl MVP, and former first-round NFL draft pick to head coach Tony Carter's staff as the new wide receivers coach for the Marauders football program. A hire that should excite top talented wide receivers from around the country. A native of Belgrade, Florida, Holmes brings world-class playing experience and a deep tactical understanding of the wide receiver position to the yard. Known for his elite speed, precise route running, and ability to deliver in big moments, Holmes adds a championship pedigree to an already ascending Central State program. Basically, his background, football journey began at Glade Central in Belgrade, Florida. Was a three-sport standout, helped capture multiple state championships. He continued his athletic career at The Ohio State University in Columbus, Ohio, redshirting due to Buckeyes' 2002 national championship season before becoming one of the most productive receivers in program history. Holmes finished with 140 receptions for 2,295 yards and 25 touchdowns, ranking among the school's all-time greats, which basically, I think, if I'm not mistaken, JSN broke some of his records, and then you got Jeremiah Smith, who is coming out of Ohio State. He's a freshman, going into a sophomore year. That's a bad boy right there. 2006, Santonio Holmes was selected 25th overall pick in the NFL draft by the Pittsburgh Steelers. He quickly became a key contributor, culminating in a legendary performance in Super Bowl 43, where he hauled in the game-winning touchdown and earned Super Bowl MVP honors. His 2009 season saw him record a career best 79 receptions for 1,248 yards. Holmes was later traded to the Jets, where he remained a clutch performer, helping lead the team to a 2010 AFC Championship game. He finished his NFL career with the Chicago Bears, known throughout his 9-year run as a dependable and explosive playmaker. Now stepping into the next phase of his football journey, Holmes brings his NFL experience, leadership, and player-first mentality to HBCU football at Central State. His ability to teach, mentor, and develop student athletes both on and off the field makes him a valuable addition to the Marauders coaching staff. With a resume that includes championship moments and high-level production, Santonio Holmes is ready to elevate the Marauders' receiving corps and help guide the next generation of Central State University playmakers. This is a good article right there. That one was written, I think that was written by Steven. So it's good that he's on the staff. He's well done with football. He's well done with football, so I think having him on the staff is a great addition to have him on staff. I think anybody would like to have somebody like this on staff because he was a first round pick, he still had to get it how he lived. Still had to go out there and get it out of the mud. And of course, what he did, first and foremost, who are you referring to? And then second of all, you just coming out the blues talking about somebody started talking about Prime, like he seems to always do. Who are you talking about? I'm gonna need you to clarify though that issue, because if you're referring to me, I can most likely dismiss you, Melissa Porter. Okay. So don't come in my chat with all that foolishness. Thank you. Anyway, so other than that, if you know, that just kind of ruined my whole time. Well, it ain't ruined it, but this is what you want. She get this smoke. So, and if I talk about Prime, what are you going to do about it? Tell me, Miss Melissa, what are you going to do about it? Because I can make your punk ass famous if you want me to. I don't know what old ass doing. She just jumped on my shit like who is you? If you want to be on Prime, I'm sorry. Look. Let me take this banner off.
You want me to take it down?
No, you're good. You're good.
Oh, okay.
We're good. Now, you coming in here. Well, I'm talking about a good story that's going to benefit some folks at the HBCU. You bring your old wrinkle ass up in here talking about, am I going to talk about Prime? And if I want to talk about Prime, I could talk about Prime. I mean, if you love Prime so much, go get a condom and go have sex with him. Hey, do what you do. Ain't that what y'all DDRs do? Jump on the dick, jump off the dick. Ain't that what it is? Ain't that what y'all are? Dion Dick Riders? Did we give y'all that name right there? Come on now. Because I mean, if you want to be famous, I'll make your ass famous. Hey, G, look, man. You know what? We gonna see who this Melissa Porter is, because You know what? I ain't worried about it. I ain't worried about it. Look, Central State got them a good coach. Um, they got him. They got a guy that is willing to learn. They got a guy that is willing to give his input, and to help improve a wide receivers room that was pretty much at the bottom of the pack in the SIAC when it comes to receiving yards and receiving touchdowns. So, yeah, I was in the groove when until you see something like that, I'm like, hey, hey, like I said, you want to be famous, I'll make you famous. I'll make you famous. I don't care if she a Colorado auntie or Jack State auntie, whatever. No, I wouldn't. Don't. Please don't get on my bad side. Cause the missus is sitting right next to me to the left, and she ready. She ready to clock clock a bitch. She is ready to clock a bitch right now. I'm just saying, she ain't ready. Look, I'm gonna be real honest with y'all, cause this it just threw me off for a little. Just threw me off. The missus is sitting right next to me. She is in full gear. Look. I told y'all, the missus got a face of an AKA, but an attitude of a Delta. And she big on the Delta part. That's what she always say. Please, I wish somebody would just try to start some shit. I'm just saying. Come on. Yeah, she sounds like somebody. Well, she is somebody's mama. But you know what, man? This thing good right here. Why don't you get you some shakalicious? These are good. Why are we at it, man? Since this came up yesterday, is Nico off the hot seat? And when I say Nico, I ain't talking about Nico Amaleva. I'm talking about Nico Harrison for the Dallas Mavericks. Is he off the hot seat? Is Nico off the hot seat for trading Luka Doncic? Because why? Guess what? We got the number one pick in the NBA draft coming up. And we're going to take Cooper Flag. Cooper Flag is going to be the number one pick for the Dallas Mavericks in the NBA. We're going to go ahead. Hey, Lionel, Mickey, I want y'all to come up here because I'm gonna send y'all an invite once we get to that part of the section of the show and get into that segment. But so I'm just saying like this: we're gonna get Cooper Flag. He's already stated. This is from Mavericks management and Nico that they are not looking to trade that pick. They are not looking to do anything but pick the number one player in the draft. That is Cooper Flag. I mean, there are some other players, Ace Bailey, um, uh, Ron Harper's kid. Look, I like those kids. They from the Rutgers boys. They can hoop. But if you really think about it, we talking about Dallas. I have been a Mavericks fan since I was born. I've been through the good years, and I've been through the years where our ass was like 11-71 and 9-73 and and we were picking in the top. We were picking in the top 5 of the draft almost every year in the mid-90s. And then you get, of course, by far one of the more pivotal players in the NBA history, in basketball history. You get Dirk. Dirk's here for 21 years. And while we have Dirk on the team, we draft Luka. Well, we didn't draft Luka. Remember, we drafted Trae Young, traded him to Atlanta for Luka. It was a switch. We know what we was doing. That's the question right there. Where does Giannis go? Because he's looking to the look. If that happens right there, Lawrence, that y'all really think the NBA is rigged with the draft process and everything like that? That is super rigged. Because why you keep that man in Utah for the whole time? But to me, when I seen this news on my ESPN, I'm like, you know what? This is a sign. This is a sign from God. And this sign from God is telling Nico, don't fuck this shit up. Don't mess this up. I'm just saying, don't mess it up. But anyway, man, I think this is redemption, and of course, this will bring, fans is always going to be there, but this is going to bring a little bit more fans coming in. And then here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. If we trade the number 1 pick for Giannis right now and we don't get a championship out of that right there, the firewood fence is basically you still traded the number 1 pick. You could have got Cooper Flag.
You'll see partly sunny weather and can expect a high of 90 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 75 degrees.
Well, you could have got Cooper Flag, or you could have got, like I said, you could have got one of the boys from Rutgers that could have been number 1 picks. Because Giannis's window is getting smaller and smaller by the year. I wouldn't have Giannis. If you do that, you're gonna have Giannis play the three where he can't really shoot. AD that because AD and Giannis damn near play similar. They play similar type basketball. Where put it like this: if you do this, you can have when Kyrie comes back healthy off that knee. Hey, Blue, don't come in here and mess up my whole vibe. So, don't come in here messing up my whole vibe. No, do not come in here. They've already said they're not trading that pick. Cooper Flag is the guy that they're gonna get. That's who they want. You put Cooper at the 3. You can put Clay at the 2 if you want to. You can have Kyrie at the 1, AD at the 4, Gafford at the 5. That is a especially your front court because Flag is 6'9", AD at 6'11". He can say he's 6'10". That nigga's 6'11", and you got Gafford at 6'10", 6'11". That's a nice front court right there. And then you don't give up none of your other assets. We still got Najee Marshall. We still have PJ Washington. You still got Derek Lively. I forgot. Let's take that back. Gafford ain't got to go. Gafford come off the bench. Lively is the starting center. He's 7'1". Oh my God. You can't beat that right there. But we looking for somebody that's going to be a franchise player. Giannis will be a rental. We don't want no rentals. We want franchise players. Why not play him at the 4? Why not play him at the 4? It's easier for him to play at the 4, and you got Lively playing at the 5. That's not giving in. We told him that he could play the 4. But you gotta remember, he came in, our big guys were injured. Lively was injured. Gafford was injured. Dwight Powell was injured. What's going on, sis? So, well, AD is best at any position. Hell, if you really think about it, you could put the ball in his hand. He'd be best at a point guard. He has a point guard mentality. But I got him at the 4. Look, I get him at the 4. And you ain't got to bang down in the paint with a lot of 5s. Derek Lively coming off of lives and everything. I wouldn't give up Castle. I wouldn't put Castle in that. I wouldn't put Castle in that. I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't put Castle in that. I can't do it. Can't do it. But anyway, I just had to put that up in there, man, because it's going to be that just basically brought a sense of energy back to the city. CP3 needs to go ahead and retire. And De'Aaron Fox needs to. You'll keep Fox, but CP, he got to retire. I'm sorry. What is there for you to chase? You're in San Antonio. You're not going to win a ring anytime soon in San Antonio, Chris Paul. I'm gonna need you to go and either become a backup or it's time for you to hang them shoes up, hang up them sneakers. Why would you give up Castle? I'm not giving up Stephon Castle. You crazy. The Knicks are on the verge of winning the Eastern Conference, going to the Eastern Conference Finals. Hey, Jeremiah, that's something that, look, I don't know. I don't know. Do not know. I mean, do you think if the Mavericks go ahead, let's just say if the Mavericks do go ahead and pull the trigger, right? And for this trade, do you think that Giannis is ready for a bigger market than what he's had in Milwaukee? We talk, hey Will, we talk about for football or we talk about baseball? Now, I don't know if Jeremiah's trying to fire, but I was on Omar's tail too because hey, oh football, we'll get to that, man. We'll get to that, but let's go ahead and get into this. We got some big money games coming up this year for this coming up season. And it's topped off by Grambling going to Columbus, Ohio, and taking on the college football national champion, Ohio State Buckeyes. What is the payout for that? Nothing but for, a cool meal. A cool $1 million is the payout just to go up to Columbus to get smoked. Hey, boy, you better start spewing that hate, that them lies right there. Hey, Leonard, how's that presidential search going down there in Florida at Tallahassee? I watched some of that stuff. Well, I was like, you know what? I'm going back to sleep. But anyway, we got some big money games coming up again. Like I said, Grambling is going to Ohio State to take on the Buckeyes, who, of course, won the national championship last year. There's some other games that's going to be played. One of them is Jackson State taking on Southern Miss, and the payout for that is, from what I'm hearing, is $375,000. Basically, ain't nothing but an hour from Jackson to Hattiesburg, hour and a half down the road on Highway 49. The missus loves, she laughing at me because I give all these markers and landmarks, and she laughing at me because she said if the shit ain't, if it ain't by a Walmart, and I told her there's 100 million Walmarts around here.
Don't tell my business.
I'm like, it don't matter. You gotta learn that shit. You get lost. Hey, if you get lost, don't be calling me, baby. Babe, I'm lost.
Really?
She about to come up on this dang on camera.
I did just a minute.
Oh yeah. $375,000 for to take our black asses down to Hattiesburg, try to kick their ass, and take our black ass back up to Jackson, and then get per diem for hotels and food. Yeah, basically, we ain't coming out of pocket for shit. What's public information? The payouts? Yeah. The payouts are public information. But yeah, the payouts are public information. The band gonna be down there. That's gonna be the biggest game that Hattiesburg has ever seen right there, because Jackson, we gonna show up, we gonna show out. Now those are big money games. Of course, we got some other money games that's out there. I'm trying to find the info on that. Trying to find the info on that. What's going on, Dr. Israel? Just, I know I've seen it. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. Oh yeah, here we go. I got it. Got it. So some other money games that we got. You got Arkansas Pine Bluff. They're going to make their way over to West Texas and play Texas Tech and get paid $575,000. Baton Rouge Tech is going to fly out west to San Joaquin Valley, take on Fresno State, and their payout is going to be $550,000. Alcorn is just going up the road to Starkville, take on Mississippi State. Mississippi State said we're going to give you $475K. Norfolk State is going to Rutgers, going to Piscataway, New Jersey, and the Scarlet Knights is going to pay Norfolk State $425K. Of course, we already said Jackson State and the University is stealing money. Oh, my bad. Southern Miss. They're going to pay us $375K right there. Prairie View, we get to them in a minute, is going down to H-Town in the medical district to take on Rice University. Only going to get $350K. If I'm Dr. LeGrand, I'm gonna tell them you got to pay me some more. And then Alabama State is going up the road to Birmingham to take on UAB, and they're getting paid $345K. So those are the money gains that you're gonna see in HBCU football. But like I said, the big payout is Ohio State giving Grambling a meal to come up to Columbus and get their ass kicked. But you know what, though? The folks in Columbus is going to enjoy the world famed Tiger Marching Band. I'm just saying. They're going to enjoy the Tiger Marching Band, the world famed. Let me get it correct.
Thank you.
The world famed. And show them what they can do. Get that meal and go right back to North Louisiana until they play their next game. Which I think the next game is against Langston in Shreveport. So, but other than that, she about to get you.
Shut up, Crook. God damn. Shit.
I told you she about to get on your ass, Crook. Hey, Miss, look. Oh, shoot. Look, we'll be right back after this commercial break.
Yo, it's your boy Doc Holiday with HBCU Overdrive, and I am proud to sponsor Merch Sports. Check out his new line of collection, the Black College Football Fan Club collection. It's basically designed to show support and give respect to the rich history and tradition of black college football. And as you already know, the best college players had to play at HBCUs before integration. So go ahead and check it out over at shopmerchsports.com. Merch Sports. Merch for the sports enthusiasts.
You boy, you better get her come on the damn screen and give you a piece of her mind.
Why you get on my nerves? God.
Look, hey, and since Crook up in here, Baton Rouge Tech finally got them a quarterback. Baton Rouge Tech finally got them a quarterback. Who did they get as a quarterback? As my esteemed little sister, Miss Quay, the top moderator in here that's on the show, she would call him Mr. Running Backwards. And if you don't know who you're talking about, we're talking about Cameron McCoy. Cameron McCoy is going to that school in Baton Rouge, where other folks call it Southern. I call it Baton Rouge Tech. And none of y'all Negroes better not be stealing my shit. Lionel. And while we at that, Lana, I know Lana, you still up in here. Let's go on ahead and get you on up in here. Let's cause I want to talk about this. Let's talk about this, cause hold on. I want to talk about this. Let's go ahead and get it. And Mickey, if you're on here too, I'm sending it's an invite. It's in the chat. Is PV the real deal? I'm come on. If you're still in here, the chat is open. The chat is open. I delayed the stream for one day. See if I can get Lionel up in here. Come on up here. Is PV the real deal? So for 40 years, it's 2025, 40 years, yeah, 1985. Because that's when the downslide, that's when, the downslide of Prairie View started to happen, right? And of course, we get into the 90s. Remember, they suspended football. They get, suspended football, brought it back down as a club sport. Of course, we all know 0-80 for 8 years straight. Prairie View have not won a football game. I mean, their losing streak finally came to an end against Langston University down at Prairie View. Yeah, it was. I remember that game. I remember that game. So in a sense, I just want to know, when did Prairie View decide that they were gonna be big-ish in the SWAC? What's going on, man?
Man, how you tricked me into there? I was driving down the freeway. I just left Prairie View.
Oh man. Oh man. So
Man.
I'm waiting on for Lionel to get up here because
Yeah, we got to get Lionel. You know how that is.
we got to get Lionel up here. Oh, there he go.
Uh-oh, here he comes.
What's going on, Lionel? Uh-oh, he should be on here. But anyway, man, what makes y'all think that Prairie View is the real deal?
I told you my reason. The D on dog. Discipline.
Okay. So discipline was not the strong suit that y'all had in the last couple of years under Coach McDowell, or even under Dooley.
Right.
What about like this team right here per se? What is it about this team that you feel like you're gonna make that jump in the West?
Well, it's a few more pieces I'm waiting on, but I think the jump. But in fairness, I don't know what the other teams are doing. I think they're doing some big things at Texas Southern. So I'm predicting our jump only based off of our data. But from what I've seen, the defensive personnel has been modified to the 212 defense.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at more than the players. I'm looking at the pedigree of the staff that's there without revealing too much. But being an engineer, I'm looking at the actual ingredients and parts that go together with the team, and not just we have this 6'5" receiver or this 6'9" offensive tackle. I'm looking at more than that, and also looking at discipline. If you recall not the last time, but the last regular season game we played Jackson State, discipline got us that game. Why? Because we got into a fight over an entrance, us entering the stadium, which if we would have just did a regular entrance like any other team, it wouldn't even come through all that, you know.
Mhm.
And to me, just starting that game with a fight threw the whole game off to me. So it's just things like that. And even last year, when we barely beat Northwestern State, you know, the discipline almost cost us that game
Right.
because when they needed a drive, they would just throw the ball because they knew they could count on us to get a pass interference. And we got
Mhm.
3 in a row and put them right back in the game. So those are kind of things, at least from looking at the spring game, I don't expect to see this year.
Okay. I don't know if where's Lionel at, if he's still on, if he on here yet. Okay. I
Yeah,
get
I'm on. I got baby too, so
Oh, you got
I'll
the
be a
baby
li-
with
I'll be a little bit more in and
See,
out. But I guess the question for me is, you say is PV the real deal? What would make PV the real deal? I
I'm
guess that's
asking,
that's the question.
right. So I'm asking you as, for one, a PV alum, because both of y'all PV alums. What about this season, for this season just alone, you feel like that y'all are the real deal?
So that's what I'm saying. When you say real deal, what do you mean by real deal? Real deal means like
Like,
we gonna be competitive. Real deal
right?
means
Are
we
y'all
gonna
going to be
win. So what
competitive?
does
Y'all
that
going
mean?
to take, or real deal about taking the West, about winning the whole thing, about representing the conference in the Celebration Bowl and stuff like that? In a sense, that's what
I
I'm
got you.
asking.
I got you. So for me, it's a couple things, right? I think first and foremost, when you think about what Prairie View has done over the last 2 decades, for example, or just say since the 2009 championship, we've had 3 first-time coaches. You know, now obviously Willie went on to do some great things, right? Um,
right,
you know, obviously we got love for Coach Northern. You know what I'm saying? You know, we got the
right,
recap show with Coach Northern. You know what I'm saying? So we obviously appreciate him and what he did on the defensive side of things. And then also we had Dooley, right? And then Bubba.
Mm-hmm.
So we've had 4 consecutive first-time head coaches to lead the program. That has to be taken into account when you're talking about being able to get to a certain place or be able to be the real deal, for example, right? We've had all these guys have had to go through their own bumps and bruises of learning how to be a head coach. It's just the reality of the situation, right? Like
Right.
as an OC, as a DC, whatever, like you still not the head coach, right? And so there's still a difference of you getting in that role and now learning how to navigate certain things. Even Coach said over at Alcorn talked about that when he first came on, about the experience of what he learned at UAPB before he now took on his Alcorn job, right? And so there's just something about going through an experience, right? As far as head coach is concerned, right? And so that's one aspect of us actually having now, for the first time in 15 years or whatever it may be, right? An
Right.
actual head coach that has been a head coach before at multiple stops, right? So there's not a lot of learning he has to do. And what we're seeing him do is put a program in place. Why? Because listen, I've done this 3-4 times now. I know what it looks like. I know what needs to get done. I know how to instruct my other coaches on how to get it done, right? I know what coaches to bring in. I know how to put together a staff that's going to work together and not work at odds, right? Because that was also an issue we had, right? So these are things that's there only because the coach, right, is not a first timer, right? So that's one thing, all right? 2 is we've always, I mean, most people have talked about it and known, like, well, Prairie View has the facilities, Prairie View has they have all of the bells and whistles or whatever you want to call it, right? to be able to be competitive, right? You know what I'm saying? We're in a great location to be able to bring in recruits, etc. We have not had somebody that led the program that Willie definitely did a good job of getting in with coaches here locally, right? And really putting his foot down in Texas area and Texas region. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
He definitely did a good job of that, and he kept growing with that as he went over to Florida, right, to do the same thing there. But we haven't had a coach who's put that emphasis on really locking down the state in a while, right? You know what I'm saying? Dooley didn't put his focus on that. He went more JUCO, Louisiana, Mississippi route, right? You know, some players here and there for Texas, but that wasn't really his main focus, right? On saying I'm really gonna recruit the state of Texas and really go into some of the major programs in Dallas, San Antonio, Houston, and not only black programs but also white programs, which is a whole nother side of things, right? Well, TJack has made it clear, but not only by him going out and actually recruiting the black schools, right, and good programs in the Metroplex areas, but also going to the white schools that's also powerhouse schools, right? We got a Denton Geyer, guy that's coming in, right? You know what I'm saying? We got a couple, white individuals that are transferring back in, right, who are also from Texas, that now FCS or FBS transfer that's transferring into the program, who are also Texas made. And so that's a huge thing, right? But that also goes to him being a seasoned guy who was also a part of all these coaches associations. So he got this reach and these inroads, right? He also brought in guys on the staff who got those inroads, right? And so again, when you look at that, you're not looking at somebody who's trying to build to a certain place or trying to build a relationship with head coaches and high school coach. He already got that. He's already built that, right? Now he literally is just squeezing from something that he's already filled up, right? You know what I'm saying? And so then the other thing is not just knowing what we got and recruiting the area, but also marketing what we have. And obviously he's been doing a tremendous job of doing that, right? Putting it out and saying, hey, why would we settle for less when we have access to this, right? Why would I not be able to go get a kid that Incarnate Word can bring in when I'm 10 times better than what Incarnate Word is academically and from a standpoint of facilities, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So why would I not be able to compete with other FCS powers in the state of Texas, the Tarleton States, the Abilene Christians, the Incarnate Words, et cetera, right? Or whatever else you want to spread around, right? And he not only has he taken on that mentality, but he's infused it into the coaching staff, and now he's going out and you're seeing the results of it now in the recruiting, right? And so to me, I'll let it still just focus on the coach and the staff, right? That's why I believe it's the real deal, right? You know what I'm saying? That is enough for me to rest my laurels on. And everything he said he's gonna do from January to this point, he's done everything he said he was gonna do. There's nothing he said he's gonna do from that point to now that he hasn't done. He's done everything from point A to point B, right? And so we just gotta keep going until we get to the Z.
Okay. So we've all known. Look, so we all known about. Before we do this, let's go into the schedule. Let's get into the schedule. So of course, last weekend of August, y'all take on Texas Southern. This time in Houston at the gas station stadium. Last season, it was I don't know what happened in that game. I don't think there was stability as far as quarterback in that game with Prairie View. And it looked when in that game, y'all came out flat. It came out flat. So we all know that you're the only school that y'all the only schools that start a game as your division. You start in a division. And in some sense, it's like a precursor to who would win the West. What about Texas Southern that y'all think y'all would be able to say, look, we could take this game, we could take these boys in their home, and not ever lose to them like we lost to them last season? because that Texas Southern game was it to me it was a brutal game from not even say from start to finish, but from the beginning. And it seemed like y'all try to hit the stride late in the fourth quarter, but it was too late on that. So what do you have to say about that, Mick?
Hopefully you can hear me. I started rolling a little bit.
No, you good.
That was an interesting game for the fact that, and not making excuses, because as we all know, excuses are tools of the incompetence. but you know, we underestimated our quarterback wanted to stay in so bad. He really was injured that first series, and he wanted to stay in so bad he didn't say anything, and the coaches didn't know to take him out. So he was playing injured, and I think he, could have used being relieved a little earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And once that momentum started, KJ Cooper he didn't play like a superstar, but he made zero mistakes. He wasn't turning the ball over. He was very efficient. Their freshman running back even played good. And we had a young offensive line. They controlled the trenches. So it was a really good game. When he brought Cam Peters in, that settled the offense. But like you said, the momentum was too great at that point, and it was just too hard to come back at that point. It was a really weird game, and nothing to take away from Texas Southern. I think they played better than most of the SWAC even expected, and they probably would have ended up with an interesting record if Cooper hadn't went down after the Prairie View game. So nothing to take from them. And like I said, I don't want Prairie View to have a good season based off of a whole bunch of SWAC teams being down this year. So I want everybody to be good. I hope Texas Southern is even better this year, which will even strengthen Coach T-Jack's message of what he said, that he don't want to just be SWAC good. He wants to be football good. So that's where we kind of get the confidence from, is because, like Lionel said, he's done everything he said he was going to do up to this point.
Okay, then you got first weekend of September, you got UTRGV, first year program coming in. Don't know how they're going to play out. So I feel like this. I think that's going to be a win. I don't know if it's an automatic win, but I know it should be a win for Prairie View. And then
with that first game, right? The two things. One, we did not commit to running the ball,
right,
at all whatsoever. Right? We never even tried to establish a run game at all. You know what I'm saying? Which over the last, at the end of the day, it's a new regime, right, at Texas Southern, etc. But if you look at that game the last few years, right, we've dominated the game on the ground, and that's why we've been able to win that game pretty comfortably, right? But we never tried to establish the run game at all whatsoever. And obviously, we all did have a new offensive line, new complete starting five offensive line. But that's a great way to get them comfortable, get them settled. But we never did that at all. And then two, and we talk about the quarterback play, right? But the reality is, I counted for sure 5 drops, right? So at the end of the day, if the receivers put the ball on the ground, that's not the quarterback's fault. You know what I'm saying? And that's whether it was Cooley or whether it was Cam Peters, both who played that game, right? Because Cooley got hurt in the first half. You can't put that on neither one of them, right? You know what I'm saying? And then you also need your special guys to be special in certain moments, and they just wasn't special. Just, you know what I'm saying? It just is what it is, right? So, but that you can't put that on a quarterback play, right?
Right.
they got to help the quarterback out. The tight ends and receivers put the ball on the ground multiple times, right? When you know what I mean, could have been a first down, right? Could have kept drives going, especially in that second half, because there was some momentum picking up. And then, when we needed to play on third down, I mean, we literally just put the ball on the ground, but that's not on the quarterbacks, right? You know what I'm saying? So that's on the guys that's supposed to that's paid to catch the ball. So
So you got UTRGV coming in. Like I said, brand new program, getting buku money from that school in Austin. Then you on the road, which I really don't say you on the road, just going down the street to play Rice over at Rice Stadium, going to medical district. I don't know about the Rice team. I don't know too much about them. Afterwards, y'all host Northwestern State. We all saw what happened. I know Mick, he just explained that game that it was it was little discipline in that game. When they wanted to get a first down, they could throw the ball because of the undisciplined play as far as when it came to the corners. Then we got Grambling in the State Fair Classic, September the 27th, and the missus just looked at me like, say something about Grambling. Say something bad about Grambling.
Yeah, you gotta get it.
I'ma get it. That's how I know. I told her what was gonna happen on October the 25th. We just gonna have a good time in Vegas. She just said, please hush. You know what? I got something for her. Then you go to Alcorn, October the 4th, which it proves to, we know it's kind of like a crazy place to play in over at Jack Spinks Stadium. Spinks Kasem. And then you got your off week, and on October the 18th, y'all make y'all way over to Baton Rouge Tech. Y'all make y'all way over to Baton Rouge Tech. Take on them little old Jaguars, which still don't know which blue they want to use, but I'm not gonna hold that against them. Then you have the Oaklanders, Lincoln, California, coming down for homecoming October the 25th. And then I think after the game in Baton Rouge, you should be able to kind of cruise into the last game of the season, going into SWAC championship play. Of course, Lionel say y'all gonna end up 12-0, but that's for anybody that's in delusional land as far as when it comes to that, because I'm a part of delusional land. I'm a Cowboys fan.
Oh man, got Cowboys.
So yeah, Alabama and I think it's going to be a dogfight, literally. Just because you got let's be honest. Two head coaches that came from Division II schools, that had I'm thinking they see each other in the playoffs this past season.
They did.
They did.
And we all know what happened.
They did. Yep. TJ got the best of Shade. But it was an interesting game though, too. If y'all did not watch that game, but it was an interesting one.
Yes, it was.
It was an interesting one. But y'all feel like y'all will be able to eat. First and foremost, y'all feel like y'all be able to get to the SWAC championship game. You, on the other hand, feel like y'all will host the SWAC championship game. I don't know. I don't know
Of
about
course.
that,
I mean,
Lonzo.
the schedule lines up for us to host the SWAC championship game, and that game was not interesting. That was a blowout. Okay, you know what I'm saying? That was not interesting at all.
It was
Okay.
interesting to
Um,
me.
but yeah, I mean, the schedule lines up for us to host the SWAC championship game. I mean, it just is what it is, right? You know what I'm saying? I think probably the toughest game. I mean, the four games on the schedule that pop out. Obviously, the first game of the season, Texas Southern,
Yeah.
um, Southern, the Alabama A&M, and then Alabama State games. I mean, those are probably the four main ones that are kind of like you circle there. But in general, right, there's nothing on the schedule that scares you, right? And then when you look at the layout of the other schedules of all the teams in the West, I mean, all the other teams in the West, at the end of the day, it just is what it is, right? They have a tougher road, right? They have a tougher schedule. This kind of reminds me of Gramblin's schedule last year. I felt last year that Grambling had the best schedule in order to make it to the SWAC championship game. Just objectively, just looking at all the schedules, what they had to face. But this year, I think we kind of are in that position that Grambling was in last year. So that's why, right? I think our road, just looking at all the schedules and laying them all out, I think our road is the easiest to get to the SWAC championship game from the West, just because of how everything lays out.
Right. So let's get into it, man. I hear the little one in the background.
An opinion.
Let's get to it. TJ coming into the SWAC, he coming in with big bravado. He coming in just swinging. What is it about Coach Jackson that says this team is going to be different? Because remember, PV fans are not young. If you really think about it, PV fans are older, so they tend to think more about what has happened in the last, maybe what happened in the 90s. What about T-Jack just coming in and be like, look, man, we got to come in and bogart the West. We just got to come in and bogart the conference regardless. Even if y'all ruffle the feathers of the defending HBCU national champs over in Jackson, Mississippi, we got to come in and ruffle some feathers. What about T-Jack that just says, man, I think he is different from all the other coaches that we had since?
Well, I mean, first of all, I already talked about it a little bit earlier, right? First of all, right, who cares if we ruffle feathers? They ain't got nothing to do with us. That says more about other people than do about us, right? You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if you comfortable, if you good, then you shouldn't be bothered, right? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. But two, we already talked about it, right? He's not a first-time head coach, right? It's not a first time around the block. So what is it about him? I mean, he's obviously a coach who's done it before. He's won already, right? We talked about it on the show before he even got hired, right? What other coach would be coming into the conference with a win percentage like this? I think it was over 75% win percentage, right? 2 conference championships, getting to the D2 national title game. I mean, there's nobody else that has that stat line. So why wouldn't he feel as confident as he feels, right? And as I've heard was said, I don't know what was said or not, right? But what I heard through the grapevine, as he said, hey, listen, I haven't been beaten in the SWAC, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm not 3-5, right? That's what y'all are, right? I know how to win. You see what I'm saying? So if we want to win, then this the train we're gonna get on, and this the direction we're gonna head in, and this what we gonna do, right? Because I've done it before. And at the end of the day, you can't argue with somebody that's got results. You see what I'm saying? Like, you might not like the way they've gone about it. You may say, well, I can get the results going this way, and that's possible, right? You could possibly get the same results going a different direction, but you can't argue with somebody who also has got the results going the direction they're going in, right? And so, I mean, that's just what it is, right? It's right in front of all of us. You know what I'm saying? That's why that's why we should be able to be confident and comfortable. I mean, just even looking at what he's doing in the portal, that should give you confidence, because he's not even just bringing in guys, like I keep saying, that are tryout guys, or guys that, like, man, you hope, you know what I'm saying, like, they can be productive. He's bringing in a lot of guys that have been productive on the D2, FCS, and FBS level. I mean, you that guy to go for something, right? And then at the end of the day, man, the staff is diverse. I think that's huge, right? When you talk about
Yeah, the
being
staff
able
is
to have a trust, that's huge, right? You don't have the same mindset, you don't have the same kind of thought process, you don't have the same, characters or personalities. You got a lot of diversity in the staff, not just color diversity, right? Or, where we come from, a background, but also in how we think and how we go through things. People who are more analytical, people who are more, saying in your face, right? That's great, because now you're going to be able to deal with every type of athlete that you got coming into the program, right? But being able also to get all of them on one page, I think is important. So yeah, man. I mean, it's nothing not to be confident in with what we got rolling right now.
Now, I'm gonna ask you. I know we all know schedules get put out years in advance. We all know that, but I just want to know why he ducking that smoke with my boys out here in Jackson. You just gonna wait until December so we can.
So the reality of the situation is, right? Obviously, I already know you just saying that, obviously, but the SWAC schedule is a 10-year schedule, right? So there's only 2 cross games. There's Alcorn and Jackson, and there's Southern and FAMU. Those are the only 2 permanent cross games. There is no other permanent cross games in the SWAC. So because of that, the schedule actually is kind of going to be jagged throughout the 10 years. So we're actually only going to play Jackson two years in the regular season out of the 10 years, right? That's why you see, for example, Grambling falling off of Jackson's schedule or Southern falling off of Jackson's schedule, because it's not a straight, like, hey, everybody is going to play everybody the same amount and the amount of time throughout the whole 10 years, right? So that just is what it is, and that's you got to have a conversation with Charles McClellan for that, right? You know what I'm saying? But you don't have to worry about it if you just keep making the SWAC championship game, because you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be in Prairie View, so you don't have to worry about it.
It's gonna be in Prairie View. Now, we look. I'm gonna be real with you. Y'all know Jackson. We love to travel, right? And we talking about having a SWAC championship game over at Prairie View. Nah, man, y'all might well just go have it in Houston. Y'all might well have it in Houston.
Oh no, we gotta do it on the yard. It's gonna be.
Gotta do it on. Gotta do it on.
You gotta get your ticket, or you gotta watch it on TV.
Oh no, I ain't
Period, point blank, right? Period, point blank.
I ain't watching nothing on TV. If it's in Prairie View, I'll make my. I don't know about the missus, because she said she ain't stepping foot on the ops.
Yeah, that's what
she a Grambling lady, but I'll make my change. I'll make my way down to Prairie View.
Well, see, you're welcome. She just told you.
She just told me. Hey, but anyway, man, look. I just say, look, y'all ducking that smoke, but if the smoke comes in December, first weekend of December, hey, we be ready.
It's interesting, right? We've had, up to this point this year, right, with the Lincoln edition added on, right, which I never liked that game, but we've always had a schedule that we've played against other FBS programs, right? You know what I'm saying? We played against Abilene. We played against Incarnate Word, right? You know what I'm saying? Even years ago, we played against North Dakota State, right? So we've always played other FCS powers, right? So we don't duck smoke. You know what I'm saying? There isn't a lane on our schedule typically, right? You know what I'm saying? So we don't play SWAC conference out of conference games. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely not the duck and smoke type. All right. And we're not only we don't duck smoke in the past, man, what we're about to do now into this future is going to be crazy. So I can't wait until the future schedules come out, right? And getting games against Stephen F. Austin and Incarnate Words. And like I say, the Tartans, man, I can't wait for those games, Central Arkansas, because we really trying to really test our mettle. And that's really what the desire is, right? To be a top FCS program in the nation, not just SWAC good, but FCS good. And hey, listen, we hope the whole SWAC elevates with us, because I think the SWAC should win every time we play the Southland. You know what I'm saying? I pull for the SWAC all the time, but I mean, we can't really affect whether the rest of y'all gonna elevate with us. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna do our thing.
Y'all playing Stephen F. Austin. When is that? Next year?
No, they're not on the schedule right now, but I'm just saying that's a game that I definitely want us to get. Now, Stephen F. Austin has been ducking us for sure for a while, because last time we went to Stephen F. Austin, we gave them the business. So ever since then, they don't want to see it. Like I say, we've been playing all these schools. Sam Houston State, a few years ago, right when they was FCS, we went to Sam Houston State. They barely escaped us, right? Like y'all keep talking about this Rice game. Rice barely escaped us last time we played them in 2018. So we've been playing all these teams, right, and getting into it with them. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm waiting for Incarnate Word to get back on the schedule, because we owe them. Like we really owe them.
Woo! I did not know y'all gave SFA the business like that.
We gave them the business.
I was gone. I was probably gone already. I was in Stephen F. Austin from 06 to 08. Shoot, I was gone already.
What year was that, Kerry? That was like 2011, 2012?
Oh, you know.
Yeah, it was like 11, I think. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gave them the business.
I almost put 50 on them.
They did not like that.
They like
they don't want to schedule us since then. So
they like, we ain't putting these niggas on the schedule no more.
We might
for us.
We might not see them dirty axes for a while. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, look, I ain't got no issue with them. Shoot, I'm always gonna, first and foremost, SWAC is my first love. Jack State is my first love. HBCU is my first love. I was just down there so I wouldn't get fined. That's what I say. That's what I say, man. But I'm glad that y'all explained yourself, because you say y'all the real deal. Hopefully that will come into play this season. And I need to go ahead and try to, if y'all could give me Coach Jackson on here, and please just tell him, please don't block me. I'm very humble, you know what I'm saying? I'm a humble person. I just want him
so
on the show and explain from his own mouth about what makes him the same guy from Acres Home, what makes him who he is. But man, just relay that message to him and let him know the door is always open like the church.
No, we got you. We'll send you contact so you can reach out and possibly get them on.
Okay, yeah, I ain't gonna be like Marvin. I ain't gonna be like Marvin Sapp talking about close the doors and stuff like that. And I ain't gonna do those. I ain't gonna do no stuff like that. But anyway, man, I appreciate you. We go. Hey, nigga, you stay out here in Dallas, right?
Yeah, I'm in Grand Prairie. I'm right by you.
Okay, you ain't down the street.
Yep, right by you.
Yeah, we gotta watch. I don't know. It's some high school games I really need to check out.
Man, we gotta go to Mansfield Stadium. You know, it's nice over there.
Oh, Mansfield. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm there's some Mansfield. But you know what though? I am surprised that you said that y'all getting somebody from Geyer. Don't nobody.
Yeah, ain't that crazy? They don't go up there. We didn't used to go up there.
They don't nobody go the Geyer like that. Don't nobody go to Ryan either. I'm surprised we went into Braswell to pick up a player, a couple of players a couple of years ago. You ain't never seen us going to Frisco, Lone Star. Shoot.
Man, I tell you the most beneficial thing, man, is having coaches on the staff from the Midwest, getting some of those, meat eaters, man, from up there, and definitely diverse guys from up in
Yeah.
that area that you probably would never be able to touch,
Right.
if you didn't have a staff like that. So, and I mean, man, it's just to see you can just see the difference, right? Just in the size of the room, right? The size of the O line and D line room it's like completely transformed right now. And I mean, it's going to be a lot different, a lot more, bulk, in both of those rooms. And so, man, I'm honestly really excited because, it's literally like, man, like Coach Early talked about elevating the floor, and that's really what they've done, man. In the portal, they've really gone in and like I say, elevated the floor. Like I just feel like, man, we would have rested on our morals, years ago. We would have got some of these guys that we got even in the early signing period. We probably would have rested and just been like, oh man, we got a guy in that spot. But man, this staff is like, it's like they're trying to build as if this is a FBS program, right? To where, man, we got 1, 2, 3 levels of guys who all can go in and put in quality minutes right now. That's how it seems like they're building this program. And so I'm really excited for just the competition in the fall that's about to come, because like I told our DB coach, man, I'm like, man, I have no idea, in this room, man, who y'all are, who even is at the forefront of the room right now, because man, you got so many guys that you can choose from. And even in that room, man, I mean, you talking about average size probably before is 5'11", 6 foot maybe, right? You know what I'm saying? Like the average size in that room now is 6'2", 6'3", like across the board. It's just crazy how they transform all the rooms, man, through the portal. So they definitely know what they're doing, man, what they're looking for. So I just can't wait to see it all put together, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, they're hedging their bet everywhere because they didn't stop. I've seen some 2028 offers going out there, so they're not portal only.
Right.
They're serious about high school as well, so they're trying to actually build a program and not a quick fix.
Well, we shall see this coming up season again against Texas Southern, first game of the year down in Houston, against those Third Ward Tigers. Other than that, we shall see y'all in Jackson in December for the SWAT championship game.
Oh yeah, we'll swing through and pick y'all up and bring y'all down to PV.
We'll make
They
sure
need rides, obviously.
Yeah, they need rides.
No ride.
Yeah.
We don't need no ride.
You know what I'm saying? We'll send a couple coach buses.
Yeah.
All right, y'all have a good one.
All right, holla at you.
We'll holler at you.
Oh my goodness, that was funny. Oh, that was funny. Oh, that was funny. That was funny. Oh, I was just say that was funny. Oh my goodness, that was funny. Oh my goodness. Y'all know I cannot wait till football season come. Like, we got so much stuff to talk about. I can't wait to talk to Coach Jackson. I can't wait till media day. I need to get him on here like ASAP. But other than that, if you want more stuff like this, make sure y'all pay the rent, and make sure y'all pay. Hit the donation button, PayPal, Cash App, Zelle. The everything is down in the ticker that's going across the screen. I'm about to get up off of here because why? Me and the missus about to sit outside like some old folks. That's what we do. I'm not going to work tonight. I've already told them I took 2 days off. I'll be back tomorrow night. But me and the missus, we about to go sit outside. Y'all see her. She is here. And other than that, make sure y'all Look, make sure y'all hit that donation button. Make sure y'all go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Eddie B said they gonna smoke Prairie View.
Yes, Uncle Cedric, it is the best thing since apple pie.
Man, y'all just don't know. We be sitting outside looking at all the stuff. Baby right here talking shit. Baby will make these faces when she see these cars and trucks that got those pipes and it don't even sound right to her. And she give her this face like, ooh.
Ignorant.
Like, ugh. Oh, my bad. But yeah, man, look, it's that's just what we do. Like we be having fun like that. And then she'll fuss at me and tell me to get in the bed, go to sleep.
What is that? What is that?
Say you the ops.
Why?
Y'all do know her second love is Jackson State. Just let y'all know that.
So I'm not the ops people.
Shout out to Jackson for hosting this coming up HBCU Battle of the Bands that's coming up in August? Yes, August. And so you're gonna have a lot of bands there. Of course, the host Jackson State. You got Valley, you got Alcorn, you got Baton Rouge Tech, you got the World Fame coming in, you got Langston, you got Talladega. That's gonna be interesting. August 31st. That's gonna be interesting because I just want to see how Talladega and Mississippi Valley do because the band director went over the valley and took all the kids over the valley. But yeah, it's going to be a nice one. It's going to be a nice one. August 31st in the vet. Make sure y'all get y'all tickets for that. Make sure y'all listen to on TikTok from nephew Jay, JTV. And he does all that again with all the bands and everything. Quick, you about to get
Crook. Hey, Crook. Stop with shit. Fuck off. I'm sick of his shit.
Oh Lord, I'm laughing.
I'm sick of that one.
I'm laughing. Oh Jesus. Oh man.
Come on, so we can go outside and talk about people.
Oh
Especially
man.
Crook. I got some shit to say.
Oh man. I haven't got it yet, Mr. Johnny. I haven't got it yet, but if you do send it, I should be able to get it. If not, just send it through PayPal or Cash App. Oh Lord.
You know what? Can I permanently block him?
Y'all know she is a moderator.
Try me.
Oh Lord, man. She gonna be on your ass and see you in New Orleans.
No.
I don't know. I ain't never been to the Bayou Classic. That's something on my bucket list.
I don't want to see your black ass.
We'll go to New Orleans. She been in New Orleans. She been in the Bayou Classic because
I'm in the band.
She's in the band. She marched in the Bayou Classic. You know what I'm saying? She was doing her thing. Well, damn. But now, Quick is a good dude. Just don't get on her bad side.
You know what? He's a good dude.
He's a good dude. He trolling. That's what he do. He gonna troll. That's what you supposed to do. That's what trolls do. Treasure trolls. Teletubbies.
All chats need a Crook. He brings humor. Being intoxicated.
And love for Baton Rouge Tech.
That dry the best building. I'm about to get the damn Northern.
Y'all, but Crook, you do know this is a tiger and a tiger, so. But like I said, First Love is just, Second Love is just State. But she's always gonna be a Grambling Tiger.
Leave your tiger tail. Wow.
Trying to still get better ass. Hey, y'all, look. I appreciate everybody for joining us tonight. Of course, having Lionel and Mick on here, talk about PB football, which hasn't been done in a minute. Y'all see the message. She got on my jersey, man.
Indeed, it's mine.
She has invaded my side of the closet, but then she already said that it's her. Every part of the closet is hers. But other than that, man, y'all be blessed. Y'all stay safe. Y'all hug your loved ones. Love on your loved ones. And as always, man, look. Hey, guess what? Be easy. We out this thing. Peace.